Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Teddi Mellencamp reveals what led to the breakdown of her marriage with Edwin Arroyave. Teddi Mellencamp is sharing some insight into her split from Edwin Arroyave. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum addressed her separation from Arroyave during Monday's episode of the Skinny Confidential podcast. Me and Edwin have had some of the most amazing years and the most amazing times, and when we met, it was hot. And it was all the things, Mellencamp said before addressing her ex's past indiscretions. And then, there'd be somebody else. And then I'd be like, it's okay. I can work through it. I'm going to make him love me more, whatever it was. She continued, then you have kids, and things happen. I would say probably at the point in time Edwin was ready to start working on it and really change, I probably stopped. Mellencamp announced back in November that she was divorcing Arroyave after 13 years of marriage in a message posted to Instagram. Court documents obtained by TMZ showed that the television personality officially filed for divorce on November 1, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for their split, and listing their separation date as October 20. During her podcast appearance, Mellencamp said by the time the pair, who shared children Slate, 12, Cruz, 10, and Dove, 4, called it quits, she was already checked out of the relationship, but never told him. I think that's the problem, Mellencamp said, although she noticed her ex trying to change his life. Mellencamp said she felt resentment or animosity or fear of ever being open again. As for reality TV, however, that wasn't a factor in their split, with Mellencamp revealing that being on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills actually helped their marriage. I would say the worst time in our marriage was right after the kids, up until when I booked the show. I'd had all the IVF issues, and then our biggest struggle was right when they had told me that you booked Housewives, she said. Mellencamp continued, I don't know, I had so much fear, and I think that's why if you watch me on Beverly Hills, and then if you also listen to two T's in a pod, they're like, you sound like two different people, and I was like, yeah, I was a shell of myself, trying to portray this perfect life that was really far from perfect. Mellencamp, who was a part of the show from seasons 8 to 10 as a cast member, and would later make guest appearances, also said the show magnified the parts of herself she wanted to change, especially in terms of how she showed up for her estranged husband. There would be some really amazing times, and I'd be like, all right, this is actually how it's supposed to be, she said before touching on her conflicting feelings around their split. And still to this day, last night I was crying and I'm like, maybe I just figured out. Maybe I figured it out just because I don't want our kids to grow up in a home where their parents aren't together. While she didn't address her own rumored infidelity in their marriage, Mellencamp did previously tell her fans and followers that she has taken accountability for her part in the breakdown of her marriage, sharing in an Instagram post last year that she's cried and mourned and apologized for anything she has done wrong. The only person who can change your life is you. We have two options: pretend to be a victim or stand up and fight for yourself. We all deserve peace and happiness, Mellencamp said at the time. I have cried and mourned. I have taken accountability and apologized for things I have done wrong. Now I have given myself permission to grow and thrive, she added. Teddi Mellencamp, the reality TV star and fitness guru, recently opened up in an exclusive interview about the turbulent path that led to the breakdown of her marriage with Edwin Arroyave. Known for her candidness on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Teddi has never been shy about sharing personal details of her life with her fans. Yet, this revelation about her marriage hit harder than anything viewers may have expected. In the interview, Teddi reflected on the dynamic between her and Edwin, discussing how their relationship, while initially filled with love, eventually succumbed to a series of pressures that neither of them anticipated. At the forefront of her revelations, Teddi emphasized that the breakdown wasn't solely due to one particular incident, but rather a combination of factors that slowly eroded the foundation of their marriage over time. It wasn't one big thing, she explained, a tinge of sadness in her voice. It was a gradual drift, a combination of misunderstandings, unspoken frustrations, and emotional fatigue. We simply weren't in the same place anymore, and it started to show in everything we did. Teddi shared, came after the birth of their second child. Like many couples, they faced the challenges of adjusting to life with two kids, but unlike what she had anticipated, the shift wasn't just about sleepless nights or juggling responsibilities. It was about the deeper emotional changes that come with parenthood. Teddi mentioned how she felt like she was taking on more of the household burden, balancing her career while keeping the home life together. I felt like I was carrying so much weight on my shoulders, she admitted. And Edwin, though he was supportive, didn't always know how to show it in ways I needed. She recounted moments where she felt isolated, not just as a mother but also as a partner. I started feeling like I was living two separate lives, one as a mother and the other as a wife who was losing touch with her husband, Teddi confessed. We were both so busy with our own individual worlds that we forgot about the us that had brought us together in the first place. Edwin, too, wasn't immune to the pressures. His work in the business world, particularly in the security industry, demanded long hours and frequent travel. As Teddi navigated her roles as a wife, mother, and entrepreneur, Edwin's career meant he was often absent, not just physically, but emotionally too. There were times when I felt like he wasn't present, even when he was home, she shared. It created a sense of distance that we couldn't bridge. In the days leading up to their decision to separate, Teddi and Edwin tried to work through their issues. The cracks in their relationship were too deep. They sought counseling, hoping it would help them reconnect. However, as Teddi revealed, therapy only eliminated the underlying disconnect. Therapy didn't solve everything, but it did open our eyes to just how much we had changed over the years, she said. We were two people who had grown in different directions, and that's okay. Sometimes growth isn't always in sync. Despite the heartache, Teddi was quick to acknowledge that her marriage to Edwin wasn't a failure. We built an incredible life together, she reflected. We have beautiful children, and I will always be grateful for that. She explained that the decision to part ways was mutual, with both of them realizing that they were no longer serving each other's emotional needs in the way they once did. What struck many about Teddi's revelation was the maturity with which she approached the split. Unlike the drama-filled breakups often depicted on reality TV, Teddi's story was one of growth, self-awareness, and healing. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't something I ever wanted to go through, she admitted. But sometimes the hardest decisions are the best ones for your mental and emotional well-being. Teddi also touched upon the notion of self-love and the importance of prioritizing personal happiness. I had to learn to love myself again, she confessed. I was so focused on being everything for everyone else that I lost touch with who I was as an individual. Once I started to reconnect with myself, it became clearer that our relationship, though full of love, was no longer fulfilling the way it once did. Moving forward, Teddi expressed optimism about the future. I'm not afraid of starting over, she said with a determined look. There's so much life ahead, and I'm ready to embrace what's next. While she remains on good terms with Edwin, co-parenting their children, and supporting each other in their respective careers, Teddi understands that moving forward means evolving into a new version of herself. One that is stronger, more self-aware, and ready to face whatever challenges come her way. Teddi's openness about the breakdown of her marriage has resonated deeply with fans. It offers a rare glimpse into the vulnerability of someone who has been in the public eye for years, showing that even those who seem to have it all can struggle with personal difficulties. Her willingness to talk candidly about the end of her marriage serves as a reminder that relationships, no matter how perfect they may seem on the outside, can face obstacles that require immense effort, understanding, and sometimes letting go. As for the future, Teddi is focused on herself and her children. I want my kids to see that life doesn't stop when things get tough, she said. You pick yourself up, keep going, and do better next time. Whether it's through her fitness journey or her personal life, Teddy's story proves that every ending can be the start of something new. In the end, Teddi Mellencamp's candid revelation about her marriage with Edwin Arroyave serves as both a moment of personal growth and an inspiration to others who may be facing similar challenges. It's a powerful reminder that relationships require constant effort, and sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let go.